Hi, it's Dave Kriegel up in Mishawaka, Indiana. I have been buying and selling cars since my first 1952 Ford back in 1964. I have bought literally hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of classic cars and restored them. But I'm fascinated by modern auto technology. From the 1914 Model T Ford with its transmission and 20 horsepower engine that a man could repair himself, to the modern technology with the with the Toyota Prius and the Ford hybrids. Today I'm going to talk about the Ford Fusion hybrid, which I just picked up, and how it compares to the Prius. The biggest difference I noticed between the Ford Fusion hybrid and the Prius hybrids I've owned is that the Ford seems to be heavier, quieter, and more roomy on the inside. Seems to have a higher quality fit and finish, but I most like the instrument cluster and the fact that I can drive on electric up to 45 mile an hour. They say 47, but 45 mile an hour on electric is pretty doggone neat. Plus, the instrument cluster, I can change it with a button to give me different instrument readouts to improve my mileage and fun with the car. Plus all the bells and whistles, except unlike my Model T Fords, I've got an engine that starts on its own automatically. I got Bluetooth for the telephone and air conditioning, which the Model T Ford sure didn't have. Now we're going to try to do a side-by-side comparison between the Ford Fusion hybrid and our Prius. This is a Prius 5. The Prius 5 is slightly taller. The Prius weighs 700 pounds less than the Ford, and the Ford has a lot bigger engine, more horsepower, so that you have less fuel economy with the Ford Fusion, but it's a lot quieter. And here's a comparison from the rear. Ford's a lot lower to the ground. You see the Prius is higher. Of course, that's the top of the line 5, and the Ford looks slightly longer. So all in all, they're both fantastic cars. My daughter likes the Prius because she can put 3 car seats for 3 kids in the back real easy. Yeah, from this perspective especially. I really like the instrument cluster because you can change it just through the steering wheel to show different things. For example, from left to right, you've got your temperature gauge. Now, until it gets above that cold bar, the EV doesn't seem to work. Your typical gear shift lever, the acceleration, ACC. If you want good gas mileage, you don't punch it. You don't keep that bar clear up. The power, the EV power, we'll show you later, shows you as long as you keep that red bar in the green and the green goes up, you can run on just EV and the engine will shut off. The next one is your battery. As long as that like water level gauge is not too far below the battery, you've got enough power to run on battery. Typical speedometer, fuel gauge. Your mile per gallon is both instantaneous, but as you see the bars on the right, you can set up for however you want. Green, it has a green bush that grows, or for example, every minute I was getting 99 miles per gallon a little bit ago, then I turned the engine off. I'm averaging 41.4 miles per gallon, and I've been driving this 4 days, and I got 543 miles left to go. Just amazing technology. See the green EV come up? Just accelerate gently and keep that red bar in the green area and either maintain your speed or continue to accelerate as long as your engine is warm. And then the next bar over to the right, you see your battery the battery of H&L, that will go down slightly until you don't have enough electricity. But see, I'm going 40 mile an hour and I'm not even using all my battery power. It's just amazing, quiet as all get out.